Recently, I was prepping for a production when my contact at DJI messaged me out of the blue asking what I was up to for the next couple of weeks. As any creator would, I said that I was available, even though I clearly had a lot on my plate. But why would I pass up the chance to work with DJI? Now, after I'd signed the NDA, he sent me over a one-pager that essentially detailed what the project was, what the product was, what their ideas and the main concepts for the campaign would be, the budget, and the timeline. We had 2 weeks to pull together the launch campaign commercial for the DJI microphone. The concept was essentially remaking the POWERBEATS commercial. You know, the Beats by Dre commercial where it locks on to the person's ear for the entirety of it, but making it more applicable for a microphone. So the idea is to essentially shoot the frame with the product as close to center as possible, and then really clean it up in post-production by 3D tracking the entire image onto that device. Easy, right? The only way to feasibly accomplish such a high quality vision on such a tight deadline was to utilize the pre-production that we had already started doing, and hopefully without sacrificing the end product of either campaign. Without further ado, let's get into the behind the scenes.
What's up, brother?
Hey, yeah,
how you doing?
Tired, but I'm excited. It's gonna be a great week.
Come check this out. Since we already had the crew, the talent, the location scouted, all we really had to do was add another day or two into our production to make everything fit. We're going for an early morning sunrise vibe. It just looks cooler, so. This is a dream frame, if I may say so myself. Since I first got here, I had always hoped I could shoot a shot in this house that would just give it justice of like the character to this home, and like, we're finally here. We were shooting in the house as day for night. Essentially in post-production, just making it look like it was nighttime, but utilizing the sunlight during the day. So it was very easy for us to create a totally different environment when it came to the DJI microphone shot. So we're ready to hit record for the first time. It's been, I think 2 hours, it's 12 o'clock now. But I mean, you know, we're gonna use 2 different shots here. Totally worth it. We brought in our friend Sasha, who just looks like an absolute rock star, even though he has no idea how to play the guitar. And strum it. So with the motion in the camera, I think we can really sell that he's at least attempting to play the guitar in this beautiful, crisp golden hour. Something like that. Cool. All right. On day 2, we rented out an entire studio, shot a handful of different smaller commercials. It was about a 9-hour day of shooting, and then we walked over to Socality House once it had closed to create our DJI scene. Each scene takes about 2 to 3 hours to set up. When you really break down the entire video, a single shot probably costed anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000 for this video. And we'll have like a little bit more eye contact as we're sitting down, like old friends catching up. Action 2.
And we are live.
Woo! Cut. Your star. It takes a long time to set up these picture perfect scenes. You essentially just keep trying to get those very specific shots. That's why they're so valuable. You know, they take a lot of effort to accomplish them, but they look amazing. Yeah, I mean, can't really ask for much better. What do you think? Day 3 was a huge day for our DJI content. We rented out this other studio and got right to work at 8 a.m. So there wasn't a ton of behind the scenes coverage for it. Essentially, we had to shoot 3 different scenes this day, and we got right into it. Starting with our friend Chloe being a master chef. And then, of course, we had to bring out our personal trainer, Albert. And then once my favorite actor in the world, Raji, was finished from work, we set up my home studio with Raj and captured a 3rd scene in that day. We're doing one of our main scenes for DJI. Here we have to perfect it with the Dana Dolly. We're gonna match cut this exact shot, and we need the best talent in the game, which is why we have Teacher Raj today.
Teacher Raj, how are we feeling?
Feeling great. I'm ready to teach. I'm about to teach people on
How to grow up
principles of life.
Action camera. Action Raji. Laptop and open. Smile. Cut. Day 4, Mountain Day. In order to get two completely different scenes and scenarios in relatively the exact same location, we dressed our talent for different seasons. Now there was still some snow on the mountain and on the side of the road, so Nico was our mountaineer who was vlogging on his Osmo Action 2 in the mountains, having a snow day. While up the street, Kierra was just doing her regular van life vlogger thing. We're having a mountain day, taking a break from the studios, having some fun in the sun, shooting a couple of micro scenes out here, looking super cold and then super sunny with our star Brandy.
Looking good, Brandy.
With 2 to 3 hour setups, even when we're outside, to have perfect lighting, you know, to really make sure that we get these exact shots. Our shoot ended up going way later than we had anticipated. Great day, super sunny. I think we just got one of the best shots I've been a part of. Again, to maximize our production value overall, we used the van and utilized it for a completely different scene. We actually had to wait for the sun to go down in order to properly light the van. And so we were leaving the mountains way after dark. That's a wrap. Day 4, let's go. Woo! Let's drive to Edmonton. But with lots of coffee and high spirits, we made it to Edmonton, which was 3.5 hours away. Got to the hotel around 3 a.m. and we were on set by 8 a.m. for day 5. Day 5 was our last chance to get pretty much as much content as we could. These were our last scenes and our last setups, and we had to make a full day out of it. So after a quick 4-hour sleep, we got to the studio for our 8 a.m. call time. We got this entire studio for the next hour. You literally don't have to do anything. The really convenient thing about the studio that we were recording at was that it has multiple rooms.
What do we think of this studio?
This is super sick. I'm literally taking inspo shots right now. I want that wood piece in my van.
So essentially, throughout the studio, there were different rooms set up completely different to look like totally new environments. All we had to do was walk 30 seconds and we had a completely different scene for our production. And after 5 very full-on days, you know, I think we were starting to lose our sanity a bit. Can you help me, dude, please? Hello? Hello? My scooter ran out of gas. Is anyone going to Burning Man? Still see me? Hello? Where's the door, man? But we managed to capture everything that we needed and probably a bit more and a little bit too much behind the scenes. And our time on set had finally come to a close. It's a wrap.
Woo! Good work, everyone.
I was really glad that we made the call to shoot these 2 productions together. Like really glad, because if we didn't have the DJI production and the budget and the final product that came out of it, I would be out well over $30,000 of my pocket. The original client that we had done all the pre-production for ended up rejecting 2 of the commercials, the biggest commercials, based on a miscommunication between us. And despite it being some of the best work that I think we've ever done, the videos were apparently unusable for their upcoming campaign. I still want to post those. Like, I really do want to showcase those because I am so impressed with what we pulled together. If that's of interest or you want to hear that story, write a comment and let me know. But the DJI production was such a blast and such an amazing opportunity, and we had such a great time putting it all together. I'm really proud of the production that we had and the outcome of that video. I feel like we put a really unique twist on that effect, you know, especially with it being for a microphone. And I will be posting this commercial actually within a couple of hours of this video. So if you have any other questions about how it was made or the process of editing that, feel free to comment on this video or that video, and I'd be more than happy to break that down. I hope you enjoyed watching this behind the scenes. We had such a great time making this commercial, and I hope to do many, many more. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.